Okay, good afternoon. What a beautiful Pacific Northwest afternoon. Wow, let's give that a round of applause. Steve Kirkland, the city manager, and welcome and thank you for attending this very important event today here at the city of Puyallup. At this moment, I'd ask all of you to please stand for the posting of the colors.
Honor Guard uniform personnel, present off.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Honor Guard and uniform personnel, order off.
Let's give Catherine another hand. That was great. You may be seated. If you would, at this moment in time, I'd like to pray. Okay? Pray with me. Let's pause and reflect. We gather this afternoon to dedicate this place, a building not only of walls and halls, but of purpose, courage, and service. May all who enter here be guided with wisdom, strengthened by integrity, and unified in their commitment to protect and to serve. Bless those who work within these walls, the officers and the staff. Grant them clarity in moments of uncertainty, courage in times of danger, and compassion in every encounter. Bless this space, that it may be a center of readiness and cooperation and trust. May it stand as a symbol of safety for our community and refuge in a time of need. And bless our community, that we may support and uplift one another, working together for peace, justice, and a common good. With gratitude for those who serve, hope for the future, we dedicate this building to you today. Amen.
Oh my goodness, there's a lot of people here. That's what I'll say first. On behalf of all of the men and women of the Puyallup Police Department, thank you so much for being here today and celebrating this historic and frankly monumental moment for our community. It means so much to our staff to see so many folks turn out to show your support for the men and women of the Puyallup Police Department, show your support for this amazing facility behind us that houses our police department, our emergency operations, and our brother and sisters in red right across the hall, Central Pierce Fire and Rescue. This has been a journey for the city of Puyallup that has spanned generations. The original building was built in 1968, went through a remodel process in the 90s, and then a number of years trying to get a new building. And here we are today. Our building represents the strength of our community. It represents our resiliency, our determination. It represents commitment to best practices, efficiency, and doing all that we can to keep our community safe at every turn. The men and women of the Puyallup Police Department show up every single day to carry out that mission, to protect and to serve and help at every turn and every opportunity we can. There have been so many hands, so many people, so many bodies that have had a hand in making today happen. And we're going to recognize some of those later in the program. But our community, your support, our greater city staff, our Puyallup family, our brothers and sisters and other agencies, our community partners, frankly, you've helped us get to this point as well. As we go through the program today, we have several traditional police things that we need to do to dedicate the building. We have a new memorial for our 3 fallen officers and our 1 fallen canine, and then we're going to go inside and have a lot of fun. But on behalf of the men and women of the Puyallup Police Department, thank you so much for being here today. This is absolutely historic. We're grateful for you, and we're going to have a good time today. We're going to move to recognizing some of our distinguished guests in the audience. Most of you are standing, so this will go over well. If you're an elected official, if you'd please stand. And if you're an elected official, give a wave because you might be standing. There are a number of elected officials from our state delegation, of course, our council. We have county council members here. We have federal representatives, our elected prosecutor. Thank you for showing your support today. Thank you for being here. And for many of you, thank you for your words of encouragement and support along the way. Next are our retired officers and staff from the Puyallup Police Department. If you could raise your hand, that would be great. I see Chief Roger Cool out there, several across the room or across the parking lot here. Thank you for coming back. Last night we had Friends and Family Night here at this building. Started at 7 o'clock. And you know, I have to tell you, it might be my favorite thing of this whole process to see so many of our young families show up with little ones that were running around like crazy hooligans throughout our building, drawing on our whiteboards, leaving us special messages, families getting to connect with one another, and we had retirees sprinkled in with all of that. It just was an amazing, amazing experience. So our retirees that are here together today, thank you very much. For our partners in blue and our partners in red and our partners in emergency management and all our other community partners, thank you for being here as well. And last but certainly not least, the current members of the Puyallup Police Department family, raise your hands, please. There's a number of our staff here today. There we go. Some of them listen to me, some of them don't. It's the way it goes. Thank you to our Puyallup Police Department family who are here. We greatly appreciate that. I'm going to turn it over to City Manager Steve Kirkley, who's going to introduce our mayor and council.
Thank you, Chief Engel. This project would not have happened but for the leadership of our city council. They ultimately were the ones who made the decision to approve this and fund this project. And so it truly is my pleasure today to introduce first Mayor Ned Whitting, and then each council member will go after the mayor. Mayor Whitting?
Need a little bit more height, I think. There's a few people that I want to recognize that are here that weren't mentioned specifically. Cindy Jacobson used to be on our city council and now serves as a state representative. She was recognized as an elected official, but we've got Julie Dorr here, who past mayor and served us faithfully for 12 years, and she worked hard on this building too, and deserves let's give her a round of applause. There was a number of other people involved, but that I'm sure there are a lot of folks out there that I'm not recognizing, but Julie was close. So this represents a new era of policing in the city of Puyallup. And I just would like to go back and reflect a little bit on the new era that occurred when we introduced the last building. And that was 50 years ago. And at that time, Puyallup was a city of 13,000 as opposed to 43,000. We had about 13 officers on staff instead of 70, and all of those officers were male. That's worth noting, because our past facility really didn't have the accommodations to serve our female officers and staff very well. This new building corrects that. The DNA fingerprinting was still a thing of the future, hadn't even been invented yet. And this cell phone I hold, the memory in this cell phone 50 years ago would have filled up this whole building, and it would have cost more than this building. So we've entered a new era, it's a new time, and Puyallup needs to move forward with that. And that's what we're doing here today. This new facility is here to carry us through this next era of policing in Puyallup. I believe we've got one of the finest police force and police leadership any place around. They serve us well, and I commend them to you. I've had the opportunity to work with our police officers over the last 6 years on council, and I've been impressed with their attitudes, their approach. They catch flack, often undeserved flack, but the leadership leads well, and I really appreciate Scott and Chief Engel and his work to shape this organization. But no police force can operate well if it doesn't have the space and the tools it needs to do the job well. So what did we get for our investment in this new building? We get space so staff members don't have to work in closets, and female officers have the locker room and facilities that comparable to their male colleagues. We get evidence rooms where forensic analysis can take place without an egg salad sandwich and a bag of chips sitting nearby. We could get task force spaces where detectives can document serious crimes without in a confidential setting. We get advanced technology infrastructure with integrated systems, data sharing, and upgraded communications. We get interview rooms that maintain the privacy of criminals, witnesses, and victims alike. And we get meeting spaces where police officers in our community can come together and get to know each other and share concerns with each other. And I believe that that's really important in a police environment is we need a community that supports our police, and we need a police force that supports our community. And I think this is a great place. We do a great job of that here, but there's always room for improvement. In short, we get the kind of police station our police officers in our community need and deserve. Thank you for all for being here. I appreciate the support that you show. Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Deputy Mayor Dean Johnson.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing today? You know, what a great and remarkable turnout here today. You know, for relatively, smaller city compared to larger cities in our state, this is quite remarkable. You know, I've been to a lot of bigger cities that hold events, and I can assure you right now there are more people at this event than you would see in cities where there's hundreds of thousands of people. And the reason why I think that we turn out is because Puyallup cares. Puyallup cares. We care about our city, we care about our police, we care about our culture, and we care about doing the right thing and having a place that we can raise our families, live peaceable lives, and to make sure that we have a community that gets along even though we may have differences. And I think it's a real testament to the culture of our city. Not that we don't have shortfalls, not that we don't have areas of improvement, but overall, there's a great culture here, and this is a great reflection of that. And I just hope that in some sense, you feel honored to be part of this great city, even for this small window of life that we have here on this earth. You know, we live in a state, and sometimes things happen in our state that we disagree with policy-wise. But it's nice to know that even though there's different policy things going on, that cities have a little bit of autonomy to still kind of govern the way they need to for their citizens. And I remember a time when there was a movement. There was a movement to cut back and defund police across the nation and even in our state. And we in Puyallup said no. In fact, when cities were cutting funding, Puyallup actually did the opposite, and we added 10 new staff members and officers to our city because we realized that public safety is important. Children are important. Our businesses are important to protect, and we pushed back and said no. And we had that right to do it. We found the funding to do it. And that's a real testament to the culture of our city, which is very wonderful and great to be part of. You know, this didn't happen in a silo. This happened through a lot of work, and I'll never be able to name all the folks, but there are some broad brush strokes that need to be mentioned. I want to give a lot of credit to our city staff, our city manager, Steve Kirkley, and to all the staff, that 326 employees or so that work under his leadership. That wouldn't have happened had not he had the leadership to do that. I want to thank our council. This passed unanimous, 7-0 when this was voted. This wasn't a split vote, unanimous. And how many of you know on a council, it's very rare to get a unanimous. There's political differences, right? But even though maybe each of us, even though we're nonpartisan, maybe have a lowercase or an uppercase R or D, on this one we came together and said yes for the city of Puyallup, and we did that. That's a real testament. And quite frankly, I'm going to be a little bit out there. I think that our state and federal government could use a little examples from our council on how we work together for the common good of the people and leave some of the partisan stuff aside when it matters. And then I also want to thank Larry Benaroya and his team, Lisa, and all the folks that worked really hard to put this together. You know, this was built remarkably fast because the infrastructure, the team, everything was there. It's quite a remarkable, it's a great example of public-private partnership. What an amazing thing. And I'm really grateful for the Benaroya team for that. And I want to share a quick story. It's very interesting to me why the Puyallup Police Department is so special to many of you and to many others. I remember when I was living, before I moved to Puyallup, I was actually living in Parkland, and we were growing out of our house and we needed to get a little bigger place. And I remember meeting with an elderly couple that lived in Puyallup for many years. And they said, Dean, move to Puyallup because when you call the police 911, they show up. And I remembered that, and we moved here, and I remembered a specific scenario that's important. I remember my wife was a homeschooled mom, and she was home with the little ones, and I was left for work one day, and there was a kind of a sketchy guy kind of in front of our house that kind of looked like didn't really belong there. You're kind of, the hair in your back of your head said, this is not right. So I thought, God, I'm concerned about my wife's well-being, my children. So I called 911. I said, hey, there's a guy in front of my house that looks a little bit sketchy. Now, if I would have called in a big city, what would they have done? Click, hang up. There's no way. But do you know, within 2 or 3 minutes, there was an officer here to check it out and kind of move things along. Now, that's rare. That's rare. And that's something about Puyallup is they'll show up when you call. So anyway, I want to say a couple things. I want to say God bless the Puyallup Police Department. God bless our city. God bless the residents that live here, that serve here, and that work here. May God bless our country because we need it now more than ever. At this time, I want to introduce to you former mayor, former state senator, Jim Castema.
Well, we're finally here, and it's taken 10 years at least, and probably at least 50 public meetings to get to this place. I know there's been a lot of thank yous today, and I could just like to reiterate all of those thank yous, especially to our police officers. Your degree of professionalism, commitment, and striving for excellence is well known in this community. And I'd like to thank the citizens of Puyallup who have backed all of us for this decision we have here today. They prize their police because they know the police believe the very same thing they do, that every neighborhood, every park, every playground, every one of them is safe in Puyallup. And that's what we're constantly striving for. So to the officers, let's give them another hand, please. You know, I used to compare the old police station to an old boat, okay? It leaked. The motor constantly needed repair, the HVAC, the plumbing. Built in 1968, it was too small. In fact, we have officers who have to go to 3 locations when they really should be doing it in 1 location because we don't have enough space. And you also heard before that we turn closets into offices. And I think there's a restroom in there somewhere that was converted to a closet. I'm seeing a shake. That's just how desperate it had become. Well, it was built for another time and another place. And you can't navigate in the complex world of criminal justice in an old boat. I asked an officer the other day, I asked him if he was looking forward to his new office in this building, and he responded by saying he was looking forward to having the tools he needs to do his job better. Folks, today we have a new ship, a new journey, all aboard. Thank you. My friend and colleague Dennis King, Councilmember Dennis King, former Deputy Mayor, please.
Wow, this is such a great turnout, and welcome everybody to what a meaningful day it is here in the great city of Puyallup. Today we are not just opening a building. We are opening a new chapter in how we serve, protect, and partner with our community. This public safety building stands as a clear testament and a clear statement of our values. It reflects our commitment to public safety, to accountability, and ensuring that the men and women of our police department have the tools, technology, and environment that they need to do their jobs at the highest level. Because when we invest in our first responders, we are investing directly in the safety of the well-being of every family, every business, and every neighborhood in this city. I want to take a moment to recognize again the leadership and the collaboration that made it all possible. Our police department, our city staff, our city council members, past and present, and the community members who supported this vision. Projects like this don't happen overnight. They happen because people believe in something bigger than themselves. To the officers and the staff of the Puyallup Police Department, this building is for you. But more importantly, it is for our ever-growing and expanding community. It is a place designed to support your mission, to strengthen your coordination, and to help you respond even more effectively. Our community needs you most. But more importantly, it is a reflection of the trust we place in you every single day. Public safety is not just about response times or facilities. It's about relationships. It's about knowing that when someone calls for help, they are met with not only professionalism, but with compassion. It's about building connections in our neighborhoods so that safety is something we create together, not something we simply react to. And that's exactly what this facility represents. A stronger partnership between our police department and the people they serve. As we look ahead, this facility positions Puyallup to meet the growing challenges that our city has, while staying grounded in the values that have always defined us: service, integrity, and community. So today, we celebrate more than just a ribbon cutting. We celebrate progress, we celebrate partnership, and we celebrate the safer future of the city of Puyallup. Thank you to everyone that is here, and congratulations to everyone who made this day possible. Sorry. Please welcome Councilmember Lauren Adler.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Puyallup. Thank you for showing up. This is incredible to see so many community members from across all facets of our community to be here, to stand as one, and to support Puyallup Police Department. I echo the comments and the sentiments of my colleagues, and I'm just really blown away, kind of speechless. So I'm going to keep it real short. I have often talked about this project and supporting this project as something that was really easy for me. And it was really easy for me because I grew up in a union home. And one of the most important things that I learned as a child in a union home is about worker dignity. And frankly, the building, the police department that we have had in this city for 50 some years today does not, in my opinion, reflect worker dignity. And it is a long time coming that we stand here and sit here today to open this building. I had the opportunity to go through a few weeks ago, and I just am so humbled to have a very small part in helping open this building and finally deliver dignity to the hardworking men and women, professional staff, and otherwise of the Puyallup Police Department. We are indebted to you. We are grateful for you. Now let's get on with it, because I know people are just waiting to get inside. Thank you very much. It's an honor and privilege as well to introduce Councilmember Renee Gilliam.
How do I follow my amazing colleagues? Everybody said it all. So yes, I have a speech. As the, not the youngest on the council, but definitely one that caused trouble and havoc in Puyallup as a youngster who grew up here, got set straight here, had mentorship and people poured into me in our Puyallup community and city. It's an honor to be here and represent Puyallup at large with my amazing colleagues and dedicate this building to our public as the public safety building. So now I'm going to read my speech. So first, I really want to honor the Puyallup Police Department and their hard work in being proactive to serve our residents and guests of Puyallup. Your service is excellent and greatly appreciated, and your numbers prove your dedication to public safety. We keep going down. If you guys follow the stats, Puyallup is becoming safer and safer because our police officers are very proactive. That's right. Thank you. This space is to empower you to be able to show up even stronger for our city. I also would like to honor the residents of Puyallup. When Jim Castma was mayor, his number one goal was public safety. His desire was that no matter what neighborhood you live in, you would feel safe. Part of that commitment now is a reality in honoring our police and getting them into a space that has not only, okay, I can read. Not only dignity, so no more working in closets and in bathrooms, but also a space where it represents the growth for our city, which is now a Hallmark city. So we got to keep protecting it. It was a 7-0 vote for the prior council that brought today into reality, with the least amount of impact on the taxpayers as possible. Growth requires sacrifice, and we made it happen with as little as impact as possible with the greatest return on investment. I'd also like to acknowledge the city staff who worked tirelessly to make this possible. City Manager Steve Kirkley, Chief Engel, City Attorney Joe Beck, Finance Director Barbara Lopez, Public Relations Coordinator Eric Johnson. And of course, this is not at all possible without the partnership with Larry Benaroya. So thank you. Puyallup. We have a public safety building you can be proud of. One that will serve us for generations to come. You have a Puyallup police with integrity and commitment to service with excellence, which you can also be proud of, which I am as your council member. With this new space, we have room for growth, and with our officers, we can work with, and now they can work with dignity. And I'm proud to be part of the team that brought Puyallup into a place of strength, not only for our residents, but also for future growth and for our children. Thank you.
We have one final thing to do here with our city council members and our city manager. This would not have been possible without courage and without fact over fiction, without doing the right thing, without finding a solution to an imminent crisis in a building that was done. It wouldn't have happened without leadership from a city manager who would not give up, who believed in it from day one and never, ever threw in the towel, and frankly knocked on every door in Puyallup with me, and that I will treasure for the rest of my career. On behalf of the men and women of the Puyallup Police Department, we want to present to our mayor, council, and city manager a commemorative coin. It memorializes today and also looks to our past. On one side, you'll see a rendition of our former building at 311 West Pioneer, and on the other side, you'll see the rendition of our new building here at 1015 39th Avenue Southeast. It's our way from the men and women of the Puyallup Police Department to thank you for doing the right thing, to believing fact over fiction, and finding a solution to a real community need. Former Councilmember Dorr and City Manager Kirkley. Okay, our department command staff is going to make their way over here. We're going to look back in time for just a moment. The Puyallup Police Department at 311 West Pioneer, as I mentioned earlier, was built in 1968, had a remodel in the early 90s. And one of the things I remember being passed from generation of chiefs to generation of chiefs was that, hey Scott, there's a time capsule in the wall at 311 West Pioneer. There might be a time in your career where you're going to need to know that, and maybe you have to open it. Today's that day. I know that we have some members in the audience who are here specifically today for the unveiling of the time capsule and seeing the items that are in there. I want to thank the generations ahead of us, before us, that did this. It is incredible to be able to have something like this here today, that we can see what that generation in 1991 placed in there for us today. So the command staff members are going to remove an item at a time, pass it forward and try to show it to you, and I'll quickly tell you what that item is. At the end of the program today, they will be displayed on the table behind me inside. Some of the items need to not be in the sun and be indoors. So we want you to take a chance to get to look at those and enjoy what's in there. There's only 2 of us in the audience that know what's actually in this, because it was a metal box. Thank you, the prior generations. Good thing we didn't try to open it right now this moment, because it wouldn't have happened. So we had to open it prior to be able to get the items out. So here we go. The first item is a coin set from 1964, the Ezra Meeker Coin Club, Puyallup, Washington. This is the original building, or the original article from Friday, January 10th, 1969, Tacoma News Tribune, and it shows the dedication ceremony on a Saturday for the $330,000 public safety building. I will just mention we didn't meet that, but I will tell you we are under budget and on time, and that deserves a round of applause. Make sure you check that out. Our fire friends as well, as that was the Puyallup Fire Department Station 1 at that time. Can you believe the size of this newspaper? Puyallup, to dedicate public safety building, the Pierce County Herald did a complete page on the dedication of the building at that time. The follow-up Pierce County Herald also talking about the building and how first responders were using that building. One of the things that they did back then was the Masons were very important in dedicating the building. They played an important role in 1968. They have their original lodge directory here and many documents from that time. This is another article talking about the Masons' support of the public safety building in 1968. And this one is incredible. This is the actual program from 1968, dedication of the Puyallup Public Safety Building, 311 West Pioneer, Saturday, January 11th, 1:30 p.m. I was noting back here, in November 1966, the residents of Puyallup approved a $450,000 20-year, we're off by 10, we did 30, 20-year general obligation bond issue to provide funds for the construction and equipping of a public safety facilities as the headquarters for the Puyallup Police Department and the Puyallup Fire Department. They purchased the property in 1964, those are the good days, for $73,000. Maybe one of the retirees will know the significance of this because I'm not figured it out yet, but the Governor's Ball of 1969, the program was actually left for us too. Maybe that's a mystery for our detectives to determine. For our mayor and council, they'll love this one, the agenda for the council meeting from January 11th, 1969, listing the things and reports that they were going to receive at that council meeting. Again, from the Masons, their Corinthian Lodge handbook. Definitely going to need that. And 2 letters, what we believe are letters. We'll find out when we did not open these. We're going to open these and see what they are left to us. One, an envelope from the Puyallup Fire Department, and one in an envelope from the Puyallup Police Department. The City of Puyallup Police Department, January 11th, 1969. Listed below are the personnel and rank of the police department as of January 11th, 1969. James Rooker, Chief. Frank Vassy, Captain. Robert Neal, Lieutenant. Roscoe Cameron, Sergeant. William Violet, Sergeant. Leroy Bateman, his son served as a Sumner Sergeant. Lawrence Otto, Detective Sergeant. Leland Penqueet, Juvenile Sergeant. Herbert Harlow, Patrolman. Stanley Johnson, Patrolman. Orden Klein, Patrolman. William Lane, Patrolman. Richard Clark, Patrolman. Harvey Chisis, Patrolman. Mikrin McLeod, Patrolman. Warren Hartle, still alive today. He's a great pinochle player at the Senior Center, and I think he's here somewhere. Where are you, Warren? Yes, thank you, Warren Hartle, Patrolman. John Adrosco, Patrolman. Keith Stubblefield, might be here today, I'm not sure, Patrolman. Ed White, Patrolman. Charlie Hansen, Patrolman. Eckert V. Klee, Patrolman. Charles Vandevort, Patrolman. Dean Callan, Patrolman. Mary Ann Epperson, and Mary might be here, I'm not sure. She was here for the original Demolishing we did back in August. Clerk and matron, Geneva Phelps, court clerk, and Joseph Nelson, pet control. Signed by James Rooker, Chief of Police, and Robert E. Brewer, Mayor. This is from the Puyallup Fire Department for Chief Morrow and our fire department, Central Pierce Fire and Rescue. This is from January 14th, 1969. The members of the Puyallup Fire Department, and to honor them, we'll read their names as well. Rex Jordan, Ray Jameson, Eugene Hempel, Arthur Young, Adam Schwab, James Barnett, Richard Baumgartner, Robert Helly, Dean Farmer, Eugene Harris, Richard Carmen, Glenn Pugh, Carl Grosclose, Floyd Butler, Dennis Parlarley, Don Nelson, Edwin Robeson, Hugh Jameson, John Berry, Olin Waterbury, Ted Pagel, Jeremy McCullough, James Royal, Ed Baker, Kenny Hunt, Harry Zwig, Bob Vest, Jerry Van Sickle, Dale Pierce, Elmer Jones, and I love it, 2 names written in at the end in handwriting, Steve Bissig, and Alden Wiebe, the members of the Puyallup Fire Department. Again, our command staff will put these on the table, and you can take a look at them later in the program and enjoy those memories that were left for us from the group in 1991. Thanks for taking that time to look back with us. Next, we're going to talk about some changes that we did today, 2026. First, you may notice the patch hanging on the wall behind me. That's the new Puyallup Police Department patch. This year, as we opened a new building, our team came together. We had lots and lots of choices to make a slight change to our patch. Frankly, the font that was on our former patch, the printer told us no more. They don't make it anymore. You can't get it. So to be honest with you, that forced the change. You'll notice our new patch, a rendition of Mount Rainier. There's kind of a small joke in the police department. If you see one of our folks wearing the older patch, there's a tree in that patch that you will not find in Washington State. So our patch is more representative of our Puyallup Valley, our Puyallup community, and Mount Rainier that is always looking over us. That was a fun thing last year to prepare for this year for our officers and staff. Next, you'll notice many folks in the Puyallup Police Department wearing a different badge. And frankly, we've had so many comments on this badge, I don't know that people knew we wear another badge. This is an exact replica of the first badge worn by the members of the Puyallup Police Department. And we have to thank some people who worked on this. Detective Sergeant Seth Hobbick, our department historian Eric Berry, Megan Ganjay, one of our support staff, and Nicole McNiven all came together. We have the original. You'll see it in our history case inside. And they did an amazing job of building the replica that we are wearing from January 1, 2026 to December 31, 2026. And finally, yours truly was the last officer hired at the Puyallup Police Department. When I got hired here from Sumner, I was given a box from then Chief Cool. And he said, wear this every day. It was a blue Stetson cowboy hat. I still have it today. You'll see it in my office. So this year, you'll see some of our officers for the year, all year long. I'm sure they're going to push for next year too, but we'll talk about this year for now, wearing Stetson cowboy hats. So that's a nod to our heritage and our history here in Puyallup. It has some ties to the fair. We have our fair community here as well. Those were fun 3 things for us to do. All right, we're going to move next to our first dedication here, and that is the dedication of our officer and canine memorial. Chaplain Mike Boyster and Brian Johnson from behind the badge, if you join me as well. Am I missing anything? So our department, in the history of our department, we have 3 fallen officers and 1 fallen canine in our history. And we think about them all the time. every year we visit the Woodbine Cemetery where all three were laid to rest. In our building, and as you tour it today, you'll see that our community room is named after our first fallen officer, our training room that our officers train in after our first officer, and actually the conference room in our command area is named after a police chief who was killed in the line of duty here in Puyallup. Our briefing room, where our patrol officers on patrol brief before they go out to shift, is named after our fallen canine. So I'm going to share with you the stories of our 3 fallen officers and our 1 fallen canine. Then Brian Johnson, who's the executive director of Behind the Badge Foundation. Behind the Badge is a statewide organization that's just absolutely amazing. They take care of our families when there's a fallen officer incident, but they also take care of our families today with numerous programs and resources to support our law enforcement families. So we'll start first, and then, sorry, didn't mean to leave you out, Mike. Mike will dedicate and pray for the, we'll pray for the memorial. So we'll talk first about Marshall William Jeffrey. Marshall William Jeffrey was shot and killed while investigating suspicious activity near Meeker Junction. As he and 2 other men returned to town, they observed 2 men jump from a train and run to a nearby shack. One of the men put a bundle down at the shack. As Marshall Jeffrey inspected the bundle, he discovered a hat, a belt, and a .44 caliber Colt revolver. The man returned and demanded that Marshall Jeffrey return those items to him. When Marshall Jeffrey refused, the man immediately shot him. The man was later shot and killed by other responding officers. Marshall Jeffrey had served with many different local and federal agencies during his career. He was survived by his wife and 3 children. Next, Chief Frank Chadwick and Officer Harry Storham, and I forgot to mention that was September 30th, 1894. Chief Frank Chadwick and Officer Harry Storham, end of watch, Monday, July 15th, 1935. Both were shot and killed while attempting to arrest a bank robbery suspect near Alderton. Law enforcement in the area were given the suspect and vehicle description that had fled after robbing the Ording State Bank at gunpoint. Officer Storham and Chief Chadwick passed the vehicle on the Sumner-Ording Highway. There's 2 lanes back then, too. They turned around and attempted to pull the driver over. The suspect refused to stop and led officers on a pursuit before stopping on Riverside Drive East. When the officers approached the suspect, he opened fire on them, striking Officer Storham in the wrist. Chief Chadwick attempted to exit the driver's side of the vehicle, but was struck just above the collarbone. As Officer Storham tried to regain control of his weapon after being shot, the suspect shot him in the head. The suspect was convicted of murder and executed in Washington State on April 6, 1943. Chief Chadwick had served with the Puyallup Police Department for 14 years. He was survived by his mother, 2 brothers, and 2 sisters. Officer Storham had served with the Puyallup Police Department for at least 3 years. He was survived by his wife, 2 daughters, and 3 sons. And we'll observe a moment of silence. Brian Johnson from Behind the Badge Foundation, thank you for being here today and offering your comments.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you for your leadership and your invitation to this ceremony today. I am pleased to be able to be here to help celebrate you and your organization's move to your new building, which is much deserved. So thank you for that. I also want to thank you for having the fortitude for your entire leadership team to make sure that we are looking back, that we are always connected with our law enforcement history in the state of Washington and here in Puyallup. Every Monday at staff meetings for our organization, we review the line of duty deaths for that week that occurred in history. That's 350 law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty over a 1-year period, over all the way back to when this state was just a territory. The building behind us is so beautiful, and I know that this building will be a place where you all will come. It will be a busy place of commerce, a busy place of meeting, a busy place for you to seek your needs with your agency, who is your home agency here today. And I'm reminded that my job as a law enforcement officer was always to be part of the community, to be there for my community, to work with them, and in dangerous times, stand between them and the person that might be trying to harm them. This beautiful monument behind us today is a remembrance to that. Is it a connection to that history, to those officers who stood between us and danger to protect us as a community and as individuals? Now, I have a feeling that the building will be very, very, very busy, that people will come in and out these doors quite quickly and sometimes not even pay attention to this stone monument behind us. But I also know that daily basis, we'll probably see members come out here and sit and have a peace and quiet, maybe sit and have lunch, quiet reflection, looking at and being part of that over 130 years history. And every once in a while, I think you'll see somebody walk out the doors and stop in stunned, looking at the names and having this extremely quiet moment of reflection and understand the history and the loss and the sacrifice. So thank you very much.
We'd next like to remember and honor our K-9 killed in the line of duty, K-9 Dakota, and his handler, retired Captain Don Bourbon, is somewhere out there in the mass of people. K-9 Dakota's end of watch was February 5th, 2006, at the age of 8. In 2006, the Puyallup Police Department suffered a loss of one of our K-9 partners, 8-year-old German Shepherd Dakota, who had worked with the Puyallup Police Department for 7 years and was credited with more than 200 arrests, with his first being a robbery case in 1999 before he was killed in the line of duty. He died February 5th, 2006, after he and his partner, Officer Don Bourbon, responded to a call to assist the Pierce County Sheriff's Department by tracking a fleeing man. Dakota was struck by a car when he ran through some brush onto a road. He was critically injured and immediately transported to the Tacoma Animal Hospital, but he did not survive. Dakota was a beloved member of the Puyallup Police Department. His loss hits everyone where it hurts the most, and that's in the heart. His service to this community will not soon be forgotten. K-9 Dakota, gone, but not forgotten. And with that, Chaplain Mike Boyster will come forward for the dedication and blessing of our memorial.
Thank you, Chief. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you, lifting up the brave officers and the loyal K-9 companion who have given their lives in the line of duty. We honor their courage, their sacrifice, and their unwavering commitment to protect others. Lord, we ask that you grant eternal rest to those who have fallen. May your peace surround them, and may your light shine upon their memory. We pray for the memorial wall that we have here that bears the names. May it stand as a sacred place of remembrance, reflection, and gratitude. Let all who visit feel free to weigh of sacrifice and the depth of honor given by those who have served. Comfort the families of friends and the fellow officers who carry the loss each day. Grant them strength in the moments of sorrow and hope in the midst of grief. Remind them they are never done. Their duty was to serve. Our duty is to remember. Gone but not forgotten. May we never forget the lives given in service, and may we strive to live in a way that honors their legacy. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Amen.
Okay, our next item on the agenda today is a project overview and recognition of contributors to an amazing public safety facility here in Puyallup. City Manager Steve Kirkley is going to come forward and provide some history and vision for the new station, and then I will be back up to talk about recognition for our key partners that made this possible.
Good afternoon again. You hear project overview and you think, really? He's going to get up here and break out whiteboards and talk about the project. I could, trust me. It's been quite a journey to get here. But as I heard from council members and others speak, there's really two themes that I think are very clear that we hear, and that's resiliency and collaboration. And this project represents that. When we started this project, and when I say project, a public safety building, a police station, I told Chief Engel, we will not give up until you and your team are sitting in a new police station. Here we are today. City Council started to discuss in earnest a new police station over a decade ago. The goal was to have a modern facility with modern technologies where the police department could be under one roof. I say modern because the existing, now former station downtown, which will be a substation and our jail, was built in 1968. And the police department had outgrown it, and the facility was worn out and outdated. City Council also wanted to look to the future and have a police station that can accommodate future growth and demand for our top-notch public safety services here in the city that we've grown to expect. City Council is looking long-term. Between 2020 to 2023, the project took on various iterations and ballot measures. However, a new facility did not come to fruition. There was still a sense of resiliency in going back to the drawing board to find new concepts. At the City Council retreat in February 2024, City Council discussed and gave the green light to explore the option to build the police station in this building behind me and lease the facility rather than constructing an entirely new building. After extensive due diligence and a lot of critical work, it became clear that this facility could be built faster and save the city substantial funds over the next 30 years rather than building an entirely new facility from the ground up. And by summer 2024, City Council had reviewed design and funding options and approved the project. And now, less than 2 years later, we're about to cut the ribbon on the police department's new home for at least the next 30 years. And one other thing that I think is very important is we also are going to have our emergency operations center in this facility. A quote I once heard that's kind of stuck with me: emergencies never make appointments. Having a modern emergency operations center that has the tools and technologies to respond to community-wide emergencies like floods, other community-wide emergencies, is absolutely essential. I also mentioned collaboration. This is an example of collaboration. Team Puyallup and all the team out here who work for the city know that one of our core values is collaboration. This project was made possible by so many people who play big roles and small roles, but they all mattered. The team that made this happen, sitting right before you in the City Council: Mayor Whitting, Deputy Mayor Johnson, Councilmember Castema, Councilmember King, Councilmember Adler, Councilmember Gilliam. Thank you for your leadership and decision making. In addition, former Councilmember Julie Dorr is in attendance here today. Played an important role in this too. Thank you, Julie. I also want to thank the Benaroya Company, Larry Benaroya, Lisa Goodman, and David Varanazan. Dave made sure this facility got built in the way it did, which you're going to get to see here in a few minutes, and on time and on budget, as the chief said. Thank you to McKinsey Architects, specifically Brett Hansen. He's been with us several years on this project. Very non-linear project. Kind of got this architect a little, but we made it, Brett. There are so many others that I could thank from the team, and I see many of you out here who work for Team Puyallup who made this happen. Thank you. We could not have done it. And lastly, I want to thank our phenomenal police chief, Scott Engel. His work on this project and its many iterations have been superb and devoted. Chief Engel lives here in Puyallup, cares deeply about Puyallup, is 110% all in. Team Puyallup, Team PPD. And I also know he has another title that he didn't get to learn at the police academy. It's called Construction Project Manager. Scott, thank you for your tireless efforts. Current and future Puyallup residents and police officers will benefit from your grit and determination for decades to come. And as I said at the beginning of these remarks, we will not rest until Chief Engel and his team are seated in the new facility. That time has arrived. Thank you.
So we're going to do some official recognition here in just a second. I'm going to reiterate one thing that Steve covered as well. There's lots of internal City of Puyallup folks who got us here today, and we're going to recognize you at an appropriate city event down the road. But I won't pass up this opportunity to tell you that just about every department in the city had a hand in today. Our finance folks figuring out how to make this happen and frankly save $30 million over 30 years with this iteration of the plan. Our planning, our permitting, our building inspectors. Yes, we got permits just like the rest of you. It's a great experience. We're thankful for our building department, our community development, all of our folks. You know, frankly, our public works, just to get a sign out on 39th that says police, grateful for that. Our custodial staff who work tirelessly to prepare our building for today, our facilities team, and our IT team, and the list goes on and on. Just thank you all so much. And to Team PPD, the family of PPD, you've endured a lot to get here, but we've got here, and we will recognize some very, very tremendous folks, specifically down the road. Thank you. With that, City Manager Kirkley is going to give me a hand here. We're going to start first with the Benaroya Corporation. If Larry Benaroya, Dave Ranzin, and Mark Nimero would come forward, please. I'll tell you first and foremost, we'll start with Larry Benaroya. Larry is the Benaroya Corporation. And when we first met with Larry, what I appreciate most, he didn't say no. And that's true. He was willing to listen to this crazy idea about having a police department in his beautiful building here on the Benaroya Technical Campus. He listened some more, and the Benaroya Corporation has been an amazing partner through every step of this process. And Larry, to you and your team, we're extremely grateful. We're very much indebted to you and your team, and thank you for saying yes and not no. Thank you very much.
Well, this is an exciting day for the City of Puyallup and for the Benaroya Company. We couldn't be more delighted to have the police department here along with the fire department. And the facility just came out great. And as you probably all know, the office market's not that strong and construction costs are high. And so the City of Puyallup, I think, made a really smart choice to lease rather than to do new construction because the rents are low, and to have done the alternative would have been incredibly more expensive. We're delighted to have the City of Puyallup Police Department here, and it's a great day that we are finally delivering the facility. And we wouldn't have done that without Dave Ranazan, who ran the project and did an incredible job.
Larry. Thank you very much. Next is Dave Ranzin, and we've gotten to know Dave very well. We've worked with him a lot. We've learned his personality, and I can tell you, he's just one of those people that you're glad you've met. He's a salt of the earth kind of guy. And he's really my taste because he has an attention to detail and doesn't let crap go by. And he has been that way at every step of this project. He also has said yes and not no many times along the way. And when the police chief, who's never been a project manager, never thought I would want to do that, and I wouldn't want to do it again, by the way, he always answered our questions. He was always there for us, and he was an absolutely amazing partner for an amazing individual to get this project done. So Dave, on behalf of the Puyallup Police Department and the City of Puyallup, we want to thank you for your dedication and service in this partnership for the Puyallup Police Public Safety Facility. Thank you. You want to say anything? Yeah, okay. And we'll send Marks home with the team.
Great.
One more for him. Okay, I dropped these on the ground here, so give me 1 second to get them back in the right order. And up next is the McKenzie team. Brett, if you want to come up here first. Brett Hansen was the principal in charge for the McKenzie team, and they've been with us a long time. In fact, I think they were with me 9 years ago when I became chief. Again, had never met Brett or his team, but as I stand here today, oh my goodness, they are the absolute bomb when it comes to understanding and building a police station. We are not an office building, we are not a fire station, we're not a school, we're not any of those things. We are our own animal in and of itself. We have some very unique needs in our occupation, and Brett and the team from McKenzie knew it better than anybody. Brett Hansen has answered phone calls on Saturday. He's answered phone calls on Sunday. He's answered texts at all hours. He's been very kind when he was asked dumb questions from the police chief, and really, really guided us to see what you will see inside. The McKenzie team, from all of us at the Puyallup Police Department, we want to thank you. I'm going to give this to Brett and then read off the others and let you distribute those. But to Brett Hansen, McKenzie, principal in charge, in grateful recognition for your outstanding contribution to the successful construction of the Puyallup Police Department, your dedication, expertise, and commitment to excellence have helped create a facility that will serve and protect our community for years to come. With sincere gratitude for your service and partnership, signed this 9th day of April in the year 2026, Scott Engel, Chief of Police. Brett, thank you so much. Thank you. Hold on 1 second now. So I'm also going to read the other members that are here, and we'll get you your certificates. Actually, if you're here, if you want to come forward, I think that'd probably be easiest. Lynn Ingram from McKenzie, she was the principal interior designer. Thank goodness, because you should never let cops design anything in the interior. Okay, there's one. Hannah Knut, are you here? Project architect. Hannah is Brett's right-hand person, and she was our awesome person to work with. She also answered all of our questions and helped us at every stretch of the imagination. You know, it's really interesting when they ask a bunch of cops to read building plans. It's like Greek. We had no idea what it meant. Thank you, Hannah, very much. Connor Spell, interior designer, again from McKenzie. Connor, are you here? Come on up here. Connor had some great ideas, absolutely awesome things inside that I don't want to spoil. You got to see it. Designed by Connor and his team. Thank you. Alina Matsumoto. Alina is here. Thank you so much. Alina was also on the interior design team. Stephen Tuttle, McKenzie Associate Principal Landscape. The beautiful landscape that you see here and on the backside. Stephen was a great part of that. Is he here, Brett? Okay. Andrew Jepson Sullivan, McKenzie Landscape Architect. Nope. I might not have a level 1 sunburn by the time we're done with this. Michael Chen, McKenzie Associate Principal Land Use. Michael is not here. I didn't see him.
Spring break.
Spring break. Susanna Grassel from McKenzie, Project Architect. Susanna is here, yes. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Monty Hill, McKenzie, Associate Principal. Monty here? Okay. Alex Thompson Arndt, McKenzie, Interior Designer. Nope.
This is all of us.
Oh, this is all of them. So we'll just read the rest of them. Alex Kodama, architectural designer. And then we're on to the next group. This is our GFT engineers. Are they here today? GFT. Oh, we got some in the back. Okay, good. I'll give you these. I think I have you a coin. We'll start first with Chris Caffey. Are you here? Chris is here. Good. GFT was our principal mechanical lead, making sure all the systems that are very complex in the building work and were designed properly. Thank you, Chris, very much.
Thank you.
Is Mike here?
Mike's over here, yeah.
Mike Meyerdirk, come on up here. Principal GFT engineers, electrical engineer. Josh Rude, telecommunications engineer, GFT.
He's over here.
On the left, good.
We split up.
Thank you, Josh, very much. Appreciate it. David Babin, electrical engineer, GFT. Nope, okay. I'm going to give you that one.
Okay.
Jeff Harwick, mechanical engineer, GFT. Nope, okay. Collecting all of them. Francis Moscato, GFT mechanical engineer. Tim Eastman, fire protection engineer, GFT engineers. Fire protection? Nope. Dave Lasecki, fire protection engineer, GFT. Is Matt here? And I think, nope. Barkhausen, lead civil engineer. Kara Vistainer. Nope. And also from Barkhausen, civil engineer, Caleb Mapstead. Nope. Okay, very good. Thank you to Mackenzie and the GFT team.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
We have one more group to recognize. These are a little out of order, so give me just a second here. They also ended up on the ground. This is our group from JTM, the actual folks who day in and day out put this amazing facility together. We'll start first with Chris Mills. Come on up here. Chris was the superintendent for JTM. He's the guy who oversaw everything that was happening inside. He's also a local guy here in our community, and he has been an outstanding individual to work with. I knew nothing about JTM till this project started. What I did know is Dave Ranzen said they were top quality, and I can tell you that is a true statement today. Their commitment to quality, their commitment to professionalism, their commitment to not cutting corners has been absolutely outstanding, and it takes good leadership from the superintendent and all the folks that are part of his team to make that happen. So Chris Mills, Trent Mason, Sam McGuffin, John Barcombe, Michael Orm, and Skylar Horner, come on up here if you're here so we can thank you for the tireless effort you made for us. Trent.
That's Trent right there.
Okay, Sam. Thank you very much. John. Michael. And Skylar. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, thank you, JTM. We're very, very grateful for you. Okay, we're getting close, very close. Next up is Dave Ranzen, Brett Hansen, and Chris from JTM, who are going to do the formal presentation of the City of Puyallup of the beautiful public safety facility behind us.
Last July, we sat here, did our groundbreaking. We said we were going to be 9 months till we completed this and on time and under budget. We did. With that, we can't do it without an exceptional team. Each member of the team came ready to design, build, work together, work through issues, and find solutions, fully understanding we had a not to exceed budget. As a Class A landlord, we also had to make sure that we kept this beautiful park intact and made sure that this fit in and it complemented everybody else in this park. And I think we did that. I want to thank the McKinsey architectural team, Brett, Hannah, Connor, and Alina, for being responsive, creative, and finding solutions for unique building situations and allowing us to stay on time and under budget. To the JTM team, Michael, Skylar, Sam, Trent, and the superintendent, Chris Mills, who kept all the balls up in the air. This was an impressive team driven by schedule and budget. And the product you will see inside shows everything that they did. Finally, I'd like to thank the City of Puyallup Building Department. Without them, making sure that we build the product that was drawn, making sure that we meet code, making sure we do it right, and it's a public accessible building, their tireless work helping us, pushing us, making sure we deliver the product that we promised to the city. Their efforts were fantastic. They went above and beyond. Thank you very much, City of Puyallup Building Department. With that, we get to hand over the keys to the building. Mayor? Chief Engel? City Manager? Steve? Mr. Kirkley? On behalf of the Benaroya Company, JTM Construction, and McKinsey Architecture Group, we'd like to give you a key for with the front of the door, but this is actually just for your display case. And as you would do, normally we would hand over a key, but in 2026, we give a card key.
Thank you, Dave, Brett, and Chris very, very much for that. Chaplain Boyster will come forward. He's going to do the formal dedication and ceremonial blessing of the building and the building personnel.
Okay, let us gather with gratitude and purpose as we dedicate this public safety building to the service and the protection of our community here in Puyallup. May this building be blessed. May its foundation be strong, its structure steadfast, and its halls filled with integrity and professionalism and respect. May it stand as a place of readiness in times of emergency, a center of calm in moments of uncertainty, and the symbol of trust between the Puyallup Police Department and the people in which we serve. Within these walls, may the decisions be guided by wisdom, actions be carried out with the firmness and the fairness and the accountability, and every voice be heard with dignity. May all who enter here, community members and officers alike, feel a sense of safety, respect, and belonging. And to the men and women of the Puyallup Police Department, may you be granted courage in the face of danger, clarity in moments of urgency, and compassion in every interaction which you have with our community. May you support one another as a team, stand firm in your commitment to justice, and return safety to your families in the end of each day. May your service strengthen the bonds of this community and may this building stand as a beacon of protection, partnership, and hope. With gratitude for your dedication and your sacrifice, we dedicate and bless this building as all who serve within it. So may it be true.
Okay, the next part is our ribbon cutting ceremony. City Manager Kirkley is going to get the council in place here. We'll get the ribbon extended, and we will conduct the ceremonial cutting of the ribbon.
Okay, let's do a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Two things left. Then I'll be checking in at Good Sam for a sunburn. All right. When City Hall was built way back in the day, they did an amazing picture of everyone who was there. We're going to do that same thing today with this big a group. So listen to these instructions. This is going to be awesome. We intend to create a time capsule that will be for the next generation. And we thought a great way to do that was to capture everyone who's here today for the new building. So what you're going to do is you're going to come this way. You're going to stand around the oval, stand through here, stand in this front area. We're all going to look that way. And the drone that has been flying overhead, and thank goodness stayed in the air, is going to take a picture, several pictures actually. And that will be our historical picture today of all who were there, all who were here to mark this moment in time. So just hang tight for that for 1 second. After that, we are going to start the building tours. But given the size of the group today, it's going to be a self-guided tour. We are going to, frankly, this is more people than I think we could have ever imagined. So you will find our staff stationed throughout the building. They'll be able to answer your questions, tell you what you're looking at, explain the facility to you. But if we try to do group tours, it might be midnight before we get out of here. So we're just going to open the doors and let you go through. A couple things. There's just 1 or 2 areas that you're not able to tour in there. Those doors are locked. You won't be able to get in there. And those are our sensitive areas for property and evidence. Number 2, no pictures or video. This is a secure police facility. We ask that you respect that and not take pictures or videos while you're inside the building. So, on behalf of the City of Puyallup, the Puyallup Police Department, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for being a part of this historic, monumental, awesome time for this city and its commitment to public safety, emergency management, and good practices. Come on forward, let's line up, and we're going to get a huge picture. Everybody comes forward.